Yeah. Tokyo, Saigon, Singapore, Milan, New York, London, England, Paris, France, All the Last Dance. Click them up, cover them up, rip them up. The police force has become the center of crime in the unit, and the RoboCop and the judges, the Dreads, and all the Vectormans have been sentenced to their grave. And now you are among the best: Adam Hunter, Axel Stone, and Blaze Fielding. You are the last hope of humanity, the last man, the last dawn, the last agent, the last harbinger of doom, the last harvester of sorrow in a street of rage. In the night sky, only under the night's eye, can you look down under the city lights, going into the initial D of the Gundam Wing. Jumping off, bumping them off. And Axel Stone, ripping them up. His hobby is video games. He's an ex-cop and a martial artist. Doomsayer, the man, Ken Masters. London, England. Streets of Rage! 1991, back when they knew how to make video games. The best there ever was, the best that ever lived, the best of the Sega Genesis. The 16-bit era. Going in. No option. Of course, Axel, even though Blaze is the best. And Axel's the worst. Bump him up, light him up, in the club. Man, we gotta get some anti-aliasing in this shit, dude. What the fuck just happened? I called him my super agent. Well, that was a total waste of your super power-up. No big deal. Streets of Rage on the Sega Genesis. What an epic intro, if I do say so myself. Don't mind accidentally hitting the right analog stick. They're screaming. Wow, this could use a little bit of loosening up of the controls. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyper Stone Heist. This hasn't been out yet. This hasn't come out yet. But it's not a big deal. 91, not bad for 91. But then again, Sonic. Jesus Christ. A little bit of a 4K, a little bit of anti-aliasing. But it doesn't look too bad. Oh, he's already screwed me up. Now, is this the 6-button version? No. I don't really know if that even helped. So, the best thing about Streets of Rage, if you don't know, is just the music. The music and the atmosphere and loading them in. The Yamaha 2612 really brought so many of these games to life in ways that they don't deserve. Look at this shitty ass. How do we ever think that this was a good game? Other than the fact that you could smash bottles on their heads like you're in a bar fight. Just getting hammered and fighting. Back when they wouldn't call the cops, they just let it play out and videotape it in the Battledrome. It's pretty much... The only point of this game really is to just, get drunk and get hype over the music and play co-op with your friends. Is there a run or anything? I mean, doesn't this game have an open world? The bottle is really good, but the pipe has the range. But the bottle's like an instant kill because it's broken glass. I mean, how would you handle it? You can try and throw them. You waste energy trying to pick up items instead of attacking enemies. You could like throw them the other way. Just smashing and blasting the phone booths. So if he's an ex-cop, why is he beating up? Why is he beating up on just these Tokyo phone booths? This street border's tight. Get off me, get off me. Alright. So not much to say. I don't know. Streets of Rage, pretty much... This game stinks other than just for the stupid music. That's what makes it good. Beat 'em ups are so lame. It's like at least side-scrollers is platforming, but what is it? I don't know why beat 'em ups are getting, It's like metalcore and emo music is coming back now, even though it flopped 15 years ago, and so beat 'em ups are coming out. Kind of like fighting game esports, and it's like, dude, none of this stuff was really that successful in the first place. I don't know why you think gamers, they want to watch these types of games because they're kind of arduous to play. It's like, what have I done other than press the B button, dude? It was never really one of my favorite Genesis games. I just knew the soundtrack. It's one of those games. It's one of those games that everybody says, oh yeah, Streets of Rage, Streets of Rage. It's an idea that you're familiar with, but come on, you never played it. Did you ever beat it? You know, my friends and I beat Streets of Rage 2-player. Like, in front of a whole crowd of people on a Saturday. We were so bored. Because it was like, oh, come on, man. It's, you know, it's 11 a.m. We can't start drinking yet. He's who you should use your superpower against. And I already blew it because the A button is your super rocket. Everybody does it on accident, doesn't know what they're doing. But not bad, not bad. I think the Batman games on the Super Nintendo are way better. Even the Batman game on this console is way better. Let's see if I can get him to throw it again. I want him to get him to throw it and duck down. I keep thinking about the Jurassic Park action game. And then it had that like Jurassic edition where you could play as the raptor. That was also super sick. But as far as, I don't know, Streets of Rage, let's just be honest. This game's whack outside of the music. No, don't interrupt it. I want to turn it up. And the sound effects of him screaming. Just like howling like Ken Masters. Nice smoke bomb, dude. I played them, whatever that classic one. It's one of the most well-known Bimmy and Jimmy games. Double Dragon. I played that in an actual arcade. It's, you know, I think what's interesting about that game is the fact that you can climb up and down ladders and stuff. And Double Dragon. See, NES actually has some pretty classic games, especially River City Ransom. That game is sick. But it had a bunch of options. It has, like, I mean, climbing, vertical scaling, upgrading, getting weapons. Save that health. Really, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyper Stone Heisto is the best. My favorite beat 'em up if I had to play one. And I don't have to do anything. Like, look at these shitty enemies. Maybe on hard mode it'd be worse. Tekken Force, not bad. But I don't know, the beat 'em up genre. For what? I have a special now. What else is there to do other than kill time? And I'd rather move forward into the future, advance time. The Batman games are cool because you can like grab them and pick them up and slam them into the back wall and do all kinds of combos. That's the same thing with Hyper Stone Heist. There's so many combos and maneuvers that actually have practical combat applications and make it easier to fight and stay alive. It's not just like, video games cannot be like this where they're, and I literally mean this game, where they're just like, the reason why you want to play the game is because you want to do something. You want something to do. Literally press the button on the controller and move, you know, press the button on the controller and interact. And it's like, no, but I'm just doing something like washing the dishes. This is not a scenario I want to play. It's just something that I can do and it's something that I can interact with, but why would I want to? It can't just be, well, you're looking for something to do, here's this game. It's like, this is not a game. This is a program with a bunch of button presses, you know? Or like, you want to watch Batman do the combat in Arkham Knight. It's like, no, I'm literally mashing square as fast as possible. You don't even need to worry about countering with triangle. I mean, it's completely unnecessary to learn how to do it. The cool thing about this game is the atmosphere and the vibe and the music and the look and the badass attitude. But like Mortal Kombat is an actual game. You should go play that. Sonic is a real game, a platformer. You should play Sonic's. So Sonic the Hedgehog came out in 91. A much better game where I'm compelled to do something. I can think and decide and choose and create what to do. It's not just, well, here's something to do. Let me give this stupid kid something to do. It's like, no. Simpsons arcade game, that also is sick. You know, Marge with the vacuum. Or Homer, whoever it was. And then the PlayStation 2 games, not hit and run, although that's fine. There's well, let's see. There's Road Rage and Hit and Run. But then there's another Simpsons game just called The Simpsons. on PlayStation 2, and it was made after the movie came out. And that game is sick. It's kind of weird because the humor is like new Simpsons humor, but that game is like an incredibly good... Well, I shouldn't say incredibly good. I mean, Jesus, San Andreas is an incredibly good open world game. But that Simpsons game is not a bad... It's pretty good. You know, platform open world mission based game. Let's go. And let's just call in the special. Get it moving. All right, 1 life bar down. Wow, Jesus. The claw. I wanted to jump. And if you saw this in the arcade, there's no way you're playing this instead of Marvel 3. Maybe I'll just do this. Let's see how many life bars he has. Maybe this is where From Software got the idea. All right. Let's see if I can do it there. Stay below him. Wow. Wolverine. Dude. So saving specials for the boss is not a bad idea. Can I throw that knife? Who knows? I might die. Oh my god, dude. Let me try and get him legit. Can you run? I think there's some way to do it. Wow, dude. Alright. You gotta go up from vertically. Alright, Alright, no, and I lost my special because I didn't use it. Alright. This is why it's always worth to use a special. Fuck. Alright, that kind of sucks. Whatever. No big deal. I just want to hear another song. I knew I should have used a special as soon as I dropped down. Fuck. I really thought I could get him. Oh well. It's just a game. Try again. Alright, and we're at the beach. La Mulan. Look at this guy beat me up. Wow. I'm an ex-cop and I'm on litter patrol. And I'm beating them up because I think they're smoking them if they got them and leave them on the sands. Listen to this music. Doesn't it just get you hype? Come on, bud. Half the thing motivated me to play these stupid-ass games. Let me play again. Let me play again. Let me play again on this. Yeah, continue. Yeah, let's go. That's another thing, too. No save state necessary. Let's just go. Keep it running. Keep it moving. Keep it rocking. Keep the party going. Jimmy Buffett. La Mulana. It's like the only strategy I have. Beat these tires. Kick these tires. Look, getting help. Getting hype from the sound of the underground. The new Romantic. The Yamaha 2612. Live and direct from the 2612. Did anybody have not the Master System, but the Jaguar? Any Jaguar fans out there? Any Jaguar players out there? Or the 32X? And it's always curious, like, do I want a new system? Fuck no. But do I want these games? Yeah, I want to see how bad they are. They gotta be weird. What technology is this new console gonna give me access to? That's all I want to know. I think the ARC went Sega Genesis, Game Boy, PC, PlayStation 1, then PS2, and that was it. From then on, it's like, yeah, PC was always around, but it's just PlayStation. 2, 3, 4, 5, baby. And it couldn't run any better. It actually runs fine, it's just the games don't look good. Like, I have less of a problem looking at a 16-bit game from 1991 than a 4K 60 frame game in 2021 that doesn't run well, Watch Dogs Legion. I mean, come on, man. And I was saying they can't do 4K 30 frames, so they're going to try and do 4K 60 frames. I don't think you understand how frames work, or 4Ks. Let's use this. I think disabling the sprite limit is a key to making this look halfway decent on a hit of mine, but come on, man. Don't you want unlimited sprites to introduce graphical glitches? Come on. Bilinear filtering and anti-aliasing vertical sync. Just unlock the sprite limit. Let these sprites breathe. Banging my head to the Bahama sounds. I love these streets borders, the full screen border. They can hit you from behind, and then you throw them back. Oh, I see. He picked up the item and he got hit instead of using a fucking attack, stupid moron. Look at that. I tried to pick it up, though. But it's a risk getting weapons. Can't you run? I mean, all I have is the punch. That's why this game sucks. So the other Streets of Rages are better because they give you more combo attacks. And I think Streets of Rage 2 has Deathmatch. But I mean, Mighty Max, the All Real Monsters, and Toy Story, and Ariel the Little Mermaid, and Pocahontas are all like Genesis games, ancient Genesis games I would love to revisit, but how are you going to get them without emulating on a real console? No one's putting that shit out. So let's just use this. No. Alright, that'll work. It's usually the guys with the weapons that are the worst. And I guess just use it. Fuck it. I might get another one. I might get another one on... I think this is how we did it. Because we were playing a 2-player, and it's like, just use both your... Save your specials for the boss. Use both your specials. And then, no. And then save them for the boss and use both your specials with 2-player. And then we'll just break them up. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know if I remember that song being so hot. One of the bangers. He gets the back suplex. Training Leon Kennedy. All right, best take. I like her whip style. Black and tan, black on blonde. Oh yeah, listen to that keyboard breakdown. A little bit of a Janet Jackson hit. Now, everybody in the 90s learned from the perils of the 80s, you couldn't just get away with doing whatever the hell you want. Had to have substance, had to have meaning, had to have style, had to have nuance. That's why work was so much better. And it was just crazy that people had access. I thought about it like, it isn't like we tried so hard to learn about video games. It's just, you know, video games were electronics before they were computers. It wasn't really so hard to wrap your mind around how to use one. You just plug it in. You know, a Genesis plugs into the television. It wasn't such a mystery. PCs were not really equipped to run games. They were just systems. Wow, that looks good. They were just stupid systems that didn't even have cool games. Because, I mean, they would literally run in a window. Like Minesweeper. Compare that to Sonic the Hedgehog 1. You think I gave a shit about Minesweeper? Or, you know, color by paint or whatever. PC was actually closer in line with Nintendo. And Nintendo... Let's see if I can get the room. There we go. Come on, man. Asshole. PC was more in line with Nintendo, and Nintendo had quite decent programming and gaming, it just didn't have the graphics. But I mean, the fluidity and the running, the processing was there. Nintendo always ran well. It always worked. You know, you just blow in the cartridge and it works. What's the mystery? So then going from NES and Genesis, and then let's skip PC because PC was constantly developing. But I mean, it didn't really get good. I thought it started to get interesting in 2001. I went back and looked at like, what are all these PC games from like, you know, I don't know, 93 to like, you know, even up to 2016. From when I started and stopped following PC games. What do I know and what do I remember? What did I play? When did I have a PC and when was I reading about it? PC Gamer. I realized a lot of it's like what I thought. Yeah, let's go. I kept thinking about PC games from 98 to 2001, and what I realized was that was the time during which I had a computer, but it was not good enough to run games. It was actually in like 2004 I got a good gaming PC. To play Oblivion and Gears, Halo, Unreal Tournament 2004, Battlefield 2, BioShock. And it's like I realized, oh, I actually had a gaming PC all along the whole time I had a PlayStation 2. I got a PlayStation 2 in 2002. And so the time when I remember, oh yeah, PC games from like, you know, 98, 99, 2000. Yeah, those were games I was reading about in PC Gamer and not playing. The games that I actually played, I never think about. And eventually they found their way on consoles like PlayStation 3 and 360. So I found that to be kind of a little interesting, part of my personal history with games. And the idea that I almost don't remember the Game Boy Advance, and I don't remember, or the Game Boy Advance. I don't remember the Game Boy, and I don't remember PlayStation 1, and it's because the technology didn't really give me access to a lot of, it didn't really give me access to memorable games. And whereas like a Genesis did, a PlayStation 2 certainly did, a computer did, and I don't even really remember PlayStation 3 that much. I don't think about it much. And I think about PS4 all the time. Oh, I should have used the special. I think about it all the time. Not just because it's the most recent, but I really do think there are phenomenal games on PlayStation 4. And that's why I'm so eager to play exclusive PlayStation 5 games that all come out next year, if not they're delayed. But when I buy a console, it's like I want to play this game, so I need to buy a console to get it. That happens with Nintendo all the time, and I'm always disappointed. Like I had a GameCube, which was a very good game, very good console, but I had very few games. And then I bought a Wii U for Smash 4, and it's like, dude, and I bought Mario Kart, and I bought the Breath of the Wild, and it's like, I don't like this console at all. I don't like using this console at all. The PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 4 were like, what is this going to give me access to? Even my PC, I guess I bought it for UT 2004 and Battlefield and Oblivion. And so that's what I was hoping PS5, like, I hope this gives me access to crazy new games. And look at me now playing a fucking Sega Genesis title. You see on the screen yet? Alright, good enough. But such is life of a video gamer. Trying desperately to find, I mean, what? I don't need to get so attached, but just give me something new to explore. But then again, the old classics that you can rely on, that are just so routinely good, undeniably good, and consistent and reliable. And it showcases why, even if on a PlayStation 5, I can go back to a Sega Genesis game and see the merit and the value, and recognize like what they did right with the programming and the coding and the controls. This is why there's an argument for, is there such a thing as a good game and a bad game? It's like, well, functionally and objectively, like, if it's crashing and it's buggy and it doesn't work, yeah, sure. But then even in terms of the design, like, well, do the nuances of these invisible rule sets that are used to intuit what I'm supposed to do as a player, do they hold up? Are they compelling me to move forward and want to be here and do this? Like, do I want to be in this space, even though I know it's just a goofy virtual world and it's a game? Can I suspend my disbelief and pretend that I'm here? as the avatar using this avatar, as the character using the avatar to play in this space. Like, do I want that fantasy? Does it work? Not fantasy in terms of like Dungeons and Dragons, but, or you know, Lord of the Rings, but fantasy in terms of understanding it's imaginative. It's imaginary, right? And it's not fake. It's real. It's just virtual. I am here. I just picked up that knife. I'm walking around. You know, I'm hitting all of these things because I'm interacting. I'm using an avatar to execute my commands and my thoughts, my decisions, and interact with this virtual landscape, and it works. You know, I got hit and I dropped the smoke bomb. That's a natural thing that's happening. And this beautiful, like, waterway city in the background is scrolling, and it looks so cool. And the music is bouncing, and it's like a Jackie Chan Rumble in the Bronx style, you know, martial arts movie. And I'm so excited to be here, and it's so cool. Like, this is exactly the space that games are able to create with fucking invisible underlying programming code to create a visual environment, a digital artwork to explore and advance and adventure. It's so insane. I mean, people were talking about virtual reality back in the 90s, like using computers to generate graphic displays of still artwork that could not yet be animated, never mind coded to hold an avatar and traverse. And look where we are now, playing Fortnite, trying to go viral. Ugh. It's not hard to make something good, just have some taste. All these Sin Sisters. You don't want to get, well, maybe you do want to get in between four of them, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you know, people pay a high price to get beat up by dominatrixes every day. You know, I'm worried I'm gonna like it. Punish him, wham, whack. I love the way he yells, ah! And I think that a console game would be more exciting from an arcade, because there was always this feeling in the arcade of like, it's almost like you pay and then you're in a hurry to get as much of the experience as you can before it's over, because even if you don't lose, you might have to pay again to play the next level. Like you never know when the game is going to decide you're done playing. Depending on what game it was. Yeah, sure, you can put in 1 quarter and beat 1 quarter until you lose a multiplayer game, or 1 quarter until you die and you need to continue. But not all games are like that, dude. So it's like how much of an experience, and you're like in this frantic hurry to get as much of an experience as you can standing up at this console, or you might have to leave or whatever. And it's like with the console, you could sit down at home in front of your TV and go in. It was just way better. I'm gonna get beat up for sure. No more, huh? So is that it? Is that it? One more, continue. Don't eat that chicken. Save it. He just yells. I can't get enough of that. Can I save it, or are there more? A big guy, huh? Man, Oki. He ran through me. Damn, he takes almost half health. I'm trying to launch, and I gotta use it. I'm trying to jump off the ground and do my knee and knock him down. But it's not going. And there's no run? I'm shocked about that. So then maybe Golden Axe, dare I say, is better than this. But not in terms of music. Man, you gotta get off the ground. You gotta throw him. Now what, another? Another? But then, I mean, thinking about the 90s, I remember when Pokemon came out, even on a Game Boy, that game was so phenomenal. It's incredible what an RPG that is. How much density, getting the bike, and like constantly saving. You could hold 100 Pokemon on that fucking battery cartridge, or however many there were. Getting Mewtwo, getting Misty, the rare candy. I mean, all this shit. It's shocking to me that, and we were talking about it online, How in the hell did we learn as elementary schoolers to do the rare candy glitch, dude? How would we have ever fucking known that? How do kids know about stuff like that? Looking it up online, dude. We were using computers in elementary school. And these teachers can't even figure their way around the MS-DOS prompt. It's like, I can remember my friends and I would go to the computer lab, and we would go into MS-DOS, and we would do like \racer, you know, \slash racer, and start playing some Indy 500 game, and the teachers would be so pissed because they didn't even know how we were accessing the title. And it's like, what are you going to do, uninstall it from MS-DOS? You don't even know how we got in there. You know, and we're 7, and these teachers are 40. They don't know shit. But anyway, I've said my piece. Streets of Rage, the beautiful landscape, the city nights, colorful glow. It was once happy and peaceful place, and now it is, when it was even better, and it was a utopia. It was the best of times, and it was the best of times. It was the glory days of the 90s. It was the biggest economic boom we didn't know was about to collapse, ushering in an era of Nintendo home entertainment systems and Sega Genesis, electronic computer entertainment advanced, and Game Boy, PlayStation 1, N64, Windows 95, 98, into the new millennium of the 2000s. Blade, The Matrix, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, the 90s were right in between the 80s and the 2000s, and I gotta say, it's pretty underrated. And the attitude's coming back. So, learn what you can from these classic games, from, you know, art and entertainment history. If you're dissatisfied with modern consoles and modern takes, go back and play some of these old games. You know, if you feel like some of these modern titles are not doing it for you, it's not just you. It's the design. The publishers don't know what to do. Developers are scared of what to do. And go back and look at some of these classic designs and see how they hold up and see why they're good and see why people still talk about them 30 years later. And maybe learn a little bit about video game development history. Till next time.